Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, September 2nd, 2021. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Thank you very much for those of you who joined me for the monthly market outlook yesterday afternoon. If you missed it, you can watch the recording in the description below. There is a link for that recording if you want to rewatch it or if you have yet to watch it. Please be sure to check it out and also let me know what you think. If you take a look here at the ES in the daily time frame, we continue to be in an uptrending market, uptrending channel overall. Pullbacks to the pivot range continue to be bought, and right now we've begun the month within range of last month's or last Friday's closing range. So it's a very narrow 3-day range, 4-day range if you want to come back this way. We're coming into a holiday extended weekend with Labor Day here in the United States, and again that could lead to a decrease in volume and volatility as we head into the weekend. But at some point here over the next 1 to 5 days, there could be a pullback that occurs into the pivot range. At that point, it could be a great buying opportunity for a continuation toward about 4,600. We could be looking at about a 150-point move up ahead where this thing bounces and rallies really nicely. The last time we got a move here, we got a bounce at 43.50 and rallied straight to 45.50. So that was a nice 200-point move. Again, if we were to pull back, very similarly, the 100% target could be somewhere between 46 and 46.55 on that pullback, somewhere in that zone. So again, this could be a very nice continuation. We've seen it happen time and time again. If there's any failure to hold that 44.50, that could lead to broader weakness back toward the previous month's low. Until that happens, very quiet price action. Look to avoid the chop for the most part. But any pullback could still be a buying opportunity. There's been a nice rejection today, for example, of the previous session's low, and holding any pullback into the previous close of 45.22 could provide a nice intraday continuation to the upside. But until we get outside this 4-day range, we're still inside the 4-day range. Alright, let's take a look here at the NQ. You'll notice the NQ has gotten a significant continuation ever since that breakout day. That was a transitional breakout day, that transition price from this trading range market to this trending market here, that breakout move. Pretty significant. Right now, very similar to the ES, a narrow 3-day range developing, trading right near the previous month's high and close. Great uptrending structure. Again, higher value relationship for the pivot range. Any pullback into that pivot range provides a great buying opportunity, whether it's early in the month or later in the month. Again, some of these tests have come later in the month here. This was a little bit later here, but you also can get an early month test as well. So we will see how it plays out. But again, very similar to the ES, volatility volume may come down as we head into the holiday extended weekend and next week's holiday shortened week. But at some point, we may continue to drift higher, and then at some point we get a pullback, which could be a great buying opportunity. 15.2 will be a significant CLVN for bulls to defend. A failure to hold that level could rotate prices back toward 14.4 to 14.2. Alright, let's take a look now at crude oil. You'll notice here with crude, still inside this narrow developing range, finished a narrow 6-day range. We're now at 7 days. Today, very strong. A very bearish close, or at least a neutral close against the range yesterday, but today showing early signs of strength, bouncing off the previous month's midpoint there, and pushing through the previous session's high as of right now. We'll see if it can hold that. But that's an early bullish start here. Again, we have a very narrow range that's developed here. If we can start to get a breakout, there could be a push into that 70.27 target that we've been talking about. Again, from a higher time frame perspective, we may be coming into a cycle high, which could ultimately lead to another rotation down. Right now, we're currently still in route to that 70.27 level. But today's going to tell us a lot. Can it stay above this high, or do we start to see rejection and leave a tail behind? How's that going to play out? So again, the fact that price is staying above these 67s is short-term bullish. Really got to fail there in order to open up the downside. All right, let's take a look lastly at gold futures. Right now, gold futures with a narrow range, just 40% of ADR, 8.2 points of range. This is inside yesterday's range so far. You can see how tiny it is right there. Yesterday was a narrow range as well. You have a very narrow 4-day range that is developed here. The 10-day range has shrunken as well. And again, that could be more a function of the impending holiday coming up. We do have non-farm payrolls Friday morning, which could add a little bit of volatility. But again, this one is still pushing higher toward the 1835 to 1840 zone. This lower 1760 zone right here, very important. And again, any pullback into that zone could still provide a bounce back up. Right now, we're on our way back up. If we do get the 1840s, expecting for a push back down and maybe staying in the range. If price can finally get through 1840 and have a big transition day, we may be looking at a bounce back up. But as of right now, gold has been overall bearish ever since that rejection here that developed August 2020. It's been a downtrending market, and it's going to be a lot here to try and get through 1840, as any spike here has been sold for the most part over the last year. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.